your business, leveraging digital marketing and social media tools. I just wanted to also mention that if you happen to miss the first part of branding your business with leveraging digital marketing and social media tools, you can catch that on the SFCA's live stream channel. It's hosted by Alonzo Edmundo. He did an absolute wonderful job. So if you happen to miss that, you will do yourself justice by going back and replaying that for more information. So without further ado, I will move forward. Today, my name is Shalon Douglas, and I am excited, definitely excited to be able to present some valuable information to you guys today. And we are definitely honored with the privilege sponsored by Fathers and Families Coalition for allowing us to be able to give such valuable information to all of the affiliates of this special coalition. So moving forward, I want to go ahead and I first would like to talk about what is a brand. A brand is so valuable and so important when it comes to your organization or your business. And the reason for that is because a brand, a lot of people think that a brand may be like your logo or some type of standard when it comes to your look and feel of your marketing presence of your business. That's a part of your brand, but that's not actually your brand. A brand is actually the emotional and psychological relationship you have with your customers or clients. It's a person's gut feeling because brands are defined by individuals and not companies, markets, or the public. So in other words, it's not what you say it is what they say it is, meaning all of the individuals who will recognize you for your brand and therefore make your brand. So not the actual organization itself, but in actuality the individual. Let's just talk about what a brand is a cornerstone, what that means. And pretty much the first stone set in the construction of a solid structure is your cornerstone. It's the most important piece of any masonry structure because all other stones will be set in reference to this one. Your brand is the actual blueprint of your customer experience design. And when we say blueprint, we're talking about the actual design and artistic structure of your organization. It flavors all of the conversation about you, and it also aligns with your advertising and promotional activities. Your brand determines the position and strength of your entire marketing framework. Your marketing cornerstone must be plumb and level. So in other words, your brand must be the truth, and it must be about you. Just want to make sure we have any extra attendees here. So here and there, you might see me pause. I just want to make sure everyone is in and participating with our presentation part 2. Moving forward is what is a brand by experience. And what that means is pretty much that you can't build a meaningful customer experience unless you first have a brand. So brandless customer experiences are meandering trips through several good ideas patched together with marketing scotch tape, okay? Once you have a brand, you can now build a remarkable customer experience that creates loyalty and launches word of mouth. And word of mouth, I'm sure we all know, can travel a long distance because pretty much word of mouth is also known as your referrals. But you cannot give people something to talk about unless they first have something to talk about. So in other words, when you have a good brand and individuals love your brand or like your brand, the first thing that they're going to do is run and tell the next person, and that person tells the next person, and next thing you know, it becomes viral. So that's where the conversation starts, right? It starts with the individual's experience. The best technique to craft a remarkable customer experience is to map it out under the umbrella of a cohesive theme. So you can kind of see, I put like a little picture in here to give you an idea that it's your preconception, followed by an introduction, then interaction, and then a purchase or retention, and then an adoption, expansion, referral process. Okay. Now, Andy Cernovich, he's the guru of word-of-mouth marketing. He says that you have to give people something to talk about. So what is that something going to be? You'll just be guessing if you have not properly branded yourself and designed remarkable customer experience. And this is a for sure statement. Today's marketing conversation for small businesses is derived from 3 channels, everyone, and that is first, your word of mouth. Find your word of mouth spark based on your brand and customer experience, and then use proven tactics to stimulate conversation. 2, social media, the online tools people use to share and discuss everything, including the products and services that they use. And third, publicity, which is a big deal, meaning exposure. The art of creating buzz through both traditional and new media channels, which is all of these collectively are very, very, very valuable. Now, digital media refers to audio, video, and photo content that has been encoded, also known as digitally compressed. So first we talked about a brand. Now we want to move from our brand to what is digital media and why is it so important. Like a lot of you, I'm sure, a lot of you that are on this call today, there are times when you like to do the following, which is watching videos, playing music, or presenting photo slideshows. We do it all the time in our everyday lives, whether it's online, on a computer, on our cell phone, or even with regular TV or anything like that. We are pretty much, the majority of people are visual aids. So meaning that the videos and the music that you hear and the slideshows, the photos, and things like that, it keeps you engaged and it keeps you interactive. So where does marketing your brand come into play in digital media, and how can it benefit you and your business? Well, we'll discuss about that. We'll talk about that with the difference between traditional media versus digital and new media. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm just pausing here because I'm getting messages. I want to make sure that everyone is in the room. Okay, I think we're straight here. If anyone is having a hard time still, please chat me at the very bottom of the screen so that I can make sure that you are able to participate on today's presentation. Okay, so moving forward, traditional media versus digital new media. The differences are, under traditional media, there's only a few publishers that exist. Also, too, it's controlled in the hands of only a few. And then with that, you only have a minimum feedback, and then you only also have limited mediums. So before, when we are also used to going through traditional media, we all know that on a call that it would be very heavy and be very costly, yet the measurable results are not likely to bring about the return on investment that one would use as far as cost and things like that, and not really sure what type of return on investment, or if it was truly effective or non-effective. And about the time they found out, so much money had already been invested into media, the traditional media marketing. Now today, digital new media marketing, anyone can be a publisher. And see, what that means is pretty much anyone can be a publisher is by being able to go online and being able to type tweets through your Twitter account, or even LinkedIn, or even Facebook. As soon as you type any type of message through your newsfeed, you're known as a publisher. So you see the difference between traditional versus digital. Traditional, only a few publishers could take place through your publishers or PR, publications relations manager or coordinator, versus anyone being on the internet that could be considered a publisher. Also, it's controlled in the hands of the end user, and all an end user means is all of us are end user on this call. Anyone that has access to online mediums or platforms such as all the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Flickr accounts, things like that, every single individual that accesses those platforms is considered an end user, also known as a publisher. And so therefore, when you have such broad or wide ranges of individuals that can globally connect with one another, that's considered to be conversation as king. And my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you how it's the difference between talking to someone physically face-to-face versus being able to put content on the internet and you can talk to all of your individuals or friends within that community all at one time. So conversation is key. And therefore, tons of user-controlled mediums are also available, meaning that not only do you have access to talk to so many people within your personal communities off of one platform, but you can access multiple platforms all at the same time. So that is definitely huge. While conversational marketing ruled the roots of a decade back, rapid advancements in social media and technology has meant that businesses can no longer afford to miss the digital marketing bandwagon. Whether it's social networks, location-based services, mobile websites, or social web, digital marketing and media has well and truly arrived. We see that more and more businesses and organizations are getting into the digital media and marketing. Businesses create websites and publish their textual content services and products. They do not only stop there, they also do more by creating different types of digital media content to be even more visible and engaging. Here is a list of how you can benefit from digital media and get more visibility on search engines with your digital media content. And let's go to the next screen, which is through textual content. You can keep it fresh. You should always keep it fresh. Keep writing about your business, services, and or products. Information is important and content is key. Help the prospective clients or customers find you. Give value to your users even if they do not choose to buy your product. So in other words, textual content is when you're sharing information about the product or service that you have available through your organization. Rest assured, even if you don't retain a customer or client there, right then and there, they will for sure come back for more information sooner rather than later and possibly buy from you then. So sharing your experiencing and posting it on a website is huge according to being able to educate anyone that comes to want to find out more about you or your service or your product. The next is images. Taking photos, creating diagrams and charts, drawing models or cartoons or any type of pictorial illustrations is always key to entertaining or engaging your customer or your client. Posting them on your website and then posting them on an image sharing site to get more visibility is also another way to have people understand about your brand. So see, what we're talking about right now is going back to what I started to talk about in the very beginning, which is what is a brand. And remember, a brand is what your individuals say about you. So it's not about what you say, it's about what they say. Make sure to name and tag your images properly too, by the way. The next item is audio. Almost every computer has audio and recording software, and as you can see, we kind of had like a little technical difficulty with my audio today, but nevertheless, audio is also powerful. Record your expertise and speak about what you know. People like to follow experts. So if you present yourself as an expert or whatever your organization has to offer, presenting audio information will definitely be a huge solution to people who want to come back and find out more about what you have to offer and then finding out more about who you are and therefore helping you to determine your brand, okay? There are certainly some people who are looking for that information all the time. And also, too, when you're creating your audio, always try to think outside of the box. People like things of innovative experiences and things like that. So kind of keep that in mind when you are creating an audio. Video, creating videos, starting with basic and getting more creative as you move forward is also key. You can never go wrong when you can present some type of video, some type of content. People like being able to see, feel, hear, you know, pictures and moving, just moving graphics as they are listening to whatever it is that you have to offer to explain about your brand of your organization. Now, that leads into our next discussion, which is what are social media tools? you can kind of see here that social media pretty much starts with publishing, sharing, discussing, social networks, microblogging, live streaming, live casting, virtual worlds, social games. All of these things are so huge, and this is what we go back to previously discussing about conversation is king. Imagine you posting information about who you are through audio, through textual content, all of those kind of things, and being able to communicate to all of these different types of target audiences by whichever way they choose or prefer to communicate. So see, you can kind of get an idea with being able to publish content as an end user. Remember we talked about that earlier? Being able to publish all this content and being able to deliver your message about who you are to all of these individuals all at one time. That's huge, okay? Building a company with social media. I decided that I wanted to go ahead and insert through Wikipedia definition what exactly does social media mean. And pretty much it employs web and mobile-based technologies to support interactive dialogue and introduce substantial and persuasive changes to communication between organizations, communities, and individuals. Social media are social software which mediate human communication. When the technologies are in place, social media is accessible and enabled by scalable. And scalable is such a huge key word because scalable means like your actual presence, your exposure, the buzz that people have about your brand, okay? Scalable communication techniques, and it says that in the year 2012, social media became one of the most powerful sources for news updates through platforms such as Twitter and Facebook. There are 6 types of social media. I thought it was very important to put this information available to you today too, because a lot of people, they hear social media, they hear digital marketing and media, but they still don't understand how the different types of social media, how they work. If you have a clear understanding or foundation about how these different types of social media work, then when you go about to put your content, whether it's video, audio, textual content, anything like that, you can be most effective, therefore being able to present the right information to the right types of audiences and lead them back to your organization or your brand, okay? So the first one is social networks, services that allow you to connect with other people of similar interests and backgrounds. Usually they consist of a profile, various ways to interact with other users, and the ability to set up groups. The most popular are Facebook and LinkedIn when it comes to social networking. The second one is bookmarking sites. These are services that allow you to save, organize, and manage links to various websites and resources around the internet. Most of them allow you to tag your links and make them easy to search and share. And the most popular of these bookmarking sites are considered as delicious and stumble upon. Another type of social media is social news, services that allow people to post various news items or links to outside articles, and then allows its users to vote on the items. And I know that that's pretty big with James because he's always sending out a lot of surveys throughout all of the affiliates wanting to get feedback. Well, this is also another leveraging tool that he can use and all of you as well. It's through your social news, and you can do that by using the most popular sites, which are known as Dig and Reg. Another social media platform or connection is media sharing, services that allow you to upload and share various media such as pictures and video, and we just talked about that. Most services have additional social features such as profile, commenting, and etc., and the most popular are your YouTube and Flickr. The next one is microblogging, services that focus on short updates that are published out to anyone and subscribe to receive updates. And this is very huge too, because whenever you're trying to go about to bring exposure to yourself or get more recognition of your organization, which is leading to your brand, the best way to do that is either through, well, not either, actually these two are through Twitter, which is considered a microblogging, or a blogging format, which is our next item, blog comments and forums. Online forums allow members to hold conversations by posting messages, comments that are similar, except they are attached to blogs, and usually the discussion centers around the topic of the blog post. There are many popular blogs and forums available out there, and whoever could assist you with that, whether it be your social media manager or web developer who would help you put together your blogs and things like that, can help you definitely in this area. So while these are the 6 different types of social media, there can be an overlapping amongst the various services, which is going to lead us into our next subject topic, which is very huge, and that is leveraging digital media and the social media tools for branding. So pretty much, what does this mean, right? Leveraging is always the key word to any successful organization. Leveraging is when you can actually collaborate brands, which is very, very powerful and effective. So powerful that the big organizations are talking a lot about that here lately. The value of leveraging digital marketing is with every business seemingly on the web these days. How do you make your web presence powerful? And that is what I'm just talking about, is through the leveraging of both digital marketing and social media tools. It is more than just having a jazzy website. You need to know that also effectively, again, going back to the content that I just talked about, you need to make sure you put the right content in its proper place, including all of the digital with videos and pictures and things like that, and then you bring them all together and you leverage off of all of the videos, content, audio, blogging, social networking, and this may sound a little overwhelming to some of you. But in actuality, I promise, once you start to get a clear understanding, first of all, to how all the different social media platforms work, once you clearly understand how to utilize those things, you are well on your way to building your brand and getting more exposure, and therefore becoming more popular through the individuals as to who you are and what you have to offer. Okay? So what are the big guys saying about leveraging? I just want to also let everyone know that this PowerPoint will be available through Fathers, Family, and Coalition. And here on this particular screen, I have actual links to each of these different articles. So if you are interested, make sure you download this PowerPoint, and you'll be able to click on these things, and it'll take you right to the resource of where this information was gathered from, okay? Just wanted to throw that in there. So marketing media, which is huge. It says, in the early days of digital, marketers were buoyed by the dynamic of being able to use online advertising with a call to action to close the loop directly with consumers. Direct marketers flocked to the medium in hopes of building their marketing list. And more recently, studies indicate that it is brand marketers who are increasingly able to leverage digital to their advantage, okay? So you see how they're speaking about that leveraging right there in this little section of this paragraph. And then it goes on to say that in some cases, as with the example of Tommy Hilfiger's high impact, their rich media campaign touting its spring fashion line, and the result is dazzling bling of sight, sound, motion, previously unattainable in print. I'm sorry for getting tongue tied here, you guys. And so therefore, making it more interactive than television. So they're kind of giving you some feedback right here after saying that by Tommy Hilfiger being able to set an online presence